This was our third year having a market garden, and every year we hope it'll get easier, but it really doesn't. It's a lot of work. But at the end of the season, no matter how tired we are, no matter how anxious we are to move on to something else, there's still a feeling of accomplishment. And we learn so much every year through our mistakes, through overcoming challenges, and it's a blessing. It really is a blessing to be able to grow your own food and to provide fresh, nutrient-dense food for our community and to have this experience. So we look forward to next year. No matter how hard it is, we always get anxious for the next season, the next growing season. And winter will do that. Winter is a time of rest, but we're looking forward to next spring already. It's a gorgeous day. Sun is out. The wind is blowing, as you can hear, but it's not really that cold. I love how peaceful it gets out here in the market garden. I wanted to spend a couple minutes just walking you through what we did this year and what we think we might do next year. We planted a pretty decent sized patch of sunflowers this summer, and boy, they were gorgeous. They grew tall, as you can see. This is what's left of them, and they were all kinds of different sunflower varieties, and we use them for cut flowers. Some of them we just kept in the garden for the birds and for people to look at. And we also planted a strip of zinnias. I love zinnias. Great cut flower. And you can see everything is kind of died away, so we need to come in here and mow this stuff down. But this was great splash of color right in the middle of the market garden. I think we're gonna do that again next year, only maybe bigger and maybe more. Maybe put in a couple different plots throughout the market garden so that we've got color everywhere. The raspberries are all tucked away. They'll come back strong again next year. I love this raspberry patch. We got so many raspberries out of it this year. We sold some of them. We ate a lot of them. Made jams. Made pie filling. Looking forward to more raspberries next year. It's my favorite part of summer. Strawberries too. You can't go wrong with berries. You can't really have too many berries. We had so many strawberries last year. It was amazing, just out of this little patch. But we've kind of struggled getting strawberries started, mostly because of the weeds, and mostly because we were kind of planting them wrong and not really doing what we needed to do to take care of the weeds. So we're going to put in another plot next year, and I think that we've got some plans to take care of the weeds. So this was a plot that we actually put into cover crop for the whole summer. And you can see the clover still coming in, or hanging on at least. We had some field peas in here that actually replanted themselves towards the end of the year, which was really cool. And this was all thistles. So Canadian thistle was really thick through here the year before, and so we put a cover crop in to see if we can choke out some of those thistles. These are our peach trees. They're 2 years old. Can't remember which variety we planted, but we've got 3 of them. They did really well. They made it through the winter, came back really strong this year. Hoping to have peaches next summer. We also planted some aronia berries in between the peach trees, so you can see, and those bushes will get big, maybe 5 feet tall, and provide lots of berries. I'm not sure what we'll do with aronia berries yet, but we're anxious to give it a try. We put in 25 apple trees this spring. I think we're going to put in at least 25 more next spring. So they did really well through this summer. And you can see that we've wrapped the trunks with aluminum foil to protect them through the winter, so that rabbits and mice don't chew on the bark and end up killing the trees. So hopefully that works. So for the last couple years, we've experimented with clover, and this is some of the Dutch white clover that's still kind of hanging on. And this plot here is actually where we had sweet corn this summer. And we grew this clover in between the rows as a way to keep the weeds from taking over. It worked out pretty well. I'm really happy. Clover comes back every year, and it seems to come back stronger. So we're going to continue to experiment with clover and maybe a few other perennial cover crops. I'm looking forward to 2020. I'm looking forward to the next season. The next season in the market garden, the next season on the homestead. If I think about what I look forward to next year the most, I think it's structure. I think now that we've gotten our plots pretty well established, we've kind of figured out rotation that works between different crop types. I think that 2020 needs to be a year of structured development. Think about trellises for the raspberries now that they're starting to fill in. I think about permanent beds for the strawberries. I think about pathways in between each one of these plots. Something that we tried to do the first year, but didn't really work out as well as we thought it would. I also think about how we can condense our growing area. We started with, I think it was 14 plots in our first year, and each of our plots are 100 feet long by about 50 feet wide. And this year we were down to maybe 4 actual plots that we planted with crops, with edible crops. And I think that next year we could even condense down that space, experiment with planting more intensively, different crops planted together, closer together. And I think about how we can utilize the rest of the space. There's a lot of space out here, and I think that we can better utilize this pasture area. We can get the pigs out here. We need to replace the fencing around the whole field, but I think that we could do a lot with this space. Maybe a couple cows, maybe some sheep. You could do a lot with this space if it was developed right and if you had the structure in place. I'm looking forward to our next season. The next season on the market garden, the next season on the homestead, and the next season of our lives. There is so much more to be done, so much work to do, and we love it. I just love looking forward to what next year might bring, what we might be able to accomplish, and what this field might look like this time next year. If we continue to grow, if we continue to evolve, the garden will continue to grow and it'll look different. And I love that.